Our coronavirus coverage continues right now. We have been inundated with calls and emails and messages on social media from so many of you out of work these days and having problems filing for unemployment. Hours after we discussed this with Governor Lamont on Face the State on Thursday, the Department of Labor added more phone numbers and staff, but many are telling us they still cannot get through. Our chief Capitol reporter, Susan Raff, has been reaching out for answers. And Susan, I understand you did have some success, huh?
Yes, Dennis, surprisingly, we did. In fact, we spoke to a man last week who was having a terrible time trying to get unemployment. And right after our story aired, he was contacted by someone from the governor's staff. And now he's seeing some progress.
They responded that they've got all my information and they were forwarding it to the Department of Labor.
Just minutes after we aired a story with Jeremy Walford and the problems he was having getting unemployment, he got this email from Governor Lamont's constituent services offering to help.
I didn't expect the governor himself to respond, but at least there was some kind of acknowledgement that, hey, we got your email and, we understand what you're going through kind of thing.
Jeremy has been waiting for benefits for 2 months, but since that email, he has seen changes.
And I noticed that instead of the zero amounts, there was actually dollar amounts for all the past weeks that I was owed.
Jeremy was working for a large company doing corporate travel. He was laid off. He did some work for that company in New York, which means some of his wages are in that state in addition to Connecticut. The Department of Labor says they need to confirm wages in other states, and that can take longer. While people are encouraged to use the automated system, some tell us they have questions, but getting through can be difficult.
And have you contacted anyone? Have you had any kind of correspondence with anybody?
Yeah, I have called several times, but you can't get through to anyone. Today's when I saw that segment that you guys posted from like 3-4 days ago with the numbers. I called those, but they just ring and ring, and then it just hangs up.
We have heard from several people who keep telling us that they simply can't get through. Now, the Department of Labor says they're training, they're adding more staff and more phone lines. We also learned something brand new late this afternoon. The Department of Labor is now in the process of setting up what is called a contact center, which will have a much more sophisticated and high-tech way to handle claims. And we should hope to have more information on how that system will operate and when it will be up and running soon. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.